Go try it! And welcome to Wormhole Extremists Tin Man Rewatch. I'm David. This is Evie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Come try ya!
And Stargate.
There you go.
And a balmy room temperature.
I got my moment. I got to say
There
Yes.
you go.
And this
That's
is set
fair.
on location at the abandoned Port Maine power station.
Looks pretty good for abandoned.
Well, apparently, yeah. And I think Jay Brazeau said in his interview with you that he thought there may have been asbestos there, but he wasn't 100% sure.
Well, at least everyone's okay.
A side note, it also appears in Watergate.
I was going to say, it looks like Watergate right now.
Ground.
Yeah.
And it's also used in Battlestar Galactica for the interiors of the Astral Queen in the episode Bastille Day.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Yep.
Is
That's
he
where
still
the
there?
prison cells are.
I think so.
Okay. Wow. You know, it's amazing what you can do with light gels. You know, this whole space is just brought to life by different color.
The colors are really making it look very alien, but it's literally just like a warehouse type building. You know,
and
it's like
stickers of alien print.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did a really good job with the set for sure. I've decided that I'm going to call this episode the one with the failed robo shoulder.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
And obviously, I was going to say as well that the title Tin Man is obviously another Wizard of Oz reference.
That's correct.
It is, yeah.
Hey, it's an Earth monitor.
Yep, with a bunch of alien-looking things taped around it.
Yeah, it's nice wrapping paper.
Yeah.
Bubble wrap.
I like this episode because it just starts so, like, suddenly. They just get there, they walk along, and it's, you know, I love the episodes where they do that because you're like, oh dear.
Yeah.
Everything's gone bad.
Correct.
Uh-oh.
And it's about to hit the fan.
So this episode's written by Jeff King, and he wrote Cold Lazarus, and I think he also had a hand in the teleplay for Bloodlines.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
And it's the only episode directed by Jimmy Kaufman.
Okay.
Damn, nice.
Not
And
at
I think
all.
we missed the first goof.
Oh,
Did
dear.
we?
Yeah. Jack identified the planet as P3X989 instead of PX3989. He just inverted two of the digits.
You know what? I will say, though, that is easily done by anybody on a day-to-day basis.
Oh,
that could
yeah.
have just been Jack just messing it up normally.
Well,
You know-
I mean, it was when he was doing his announcement with the temperature
Yeah.
and stuff, so he could have just been, pulling
Yeah,
everyone's leg.
everyone, like, flubs words in life. So when people get everything perfectly in a show, I'm like,
And it's definitely not the first transposition of a digit and a character.
Yeah.
And here we are. I love their costumes. How each of them have
too.
the lines in a different spot on their shirts.
They're really simple.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was reading somewhere that where is my note here?
We'll wait.
Yeah, someone, sorry. I've got so many notes and I don't know which
PX399.
order to put them in. So someone said online that this particular chamber where they wake up is reminiscent of the caretaker's array from Star Trek, but I have no reference point. So
It more reminds me of the sleeping chambers from Alien. From the
Yeah,
Nostromo.
I think it's more akin to the Nostromo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see what they're talking about with the caretaker's array. But everyone's kind of like in their own little row with their hands hanging off and they're being probed.
Here we go.
Oh.
Come try it, my friend.
Jay
love them so
Brazeau,
much.
everyone.
What a delight.
Absolutely pure delight.
Yes.
Did you know that he is in about 2 seconds of the 90s version of Little Women?
Oh, is he really?
Yeah,
No,
it's a
I've
great
seen it,
film.
but a long time ago.
Winona Ryder's going and trying to give her book ideas to publishers, and he rejects her and tells her to go try Woman's Magazine instead.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
Yep, it was like 1994 or something.
Kumbaya.
I just remember seeing him and just going, "Come try it," on my TV, and my nan's like, "What?"
So apparently the character of Harlan was likely named after the controversial sci-fi author Harlan
Harlan
Ellison.
Ellison, probably.
Yeah. And Allison actually wrote an episode of Star Trek, the original series. Is an
City on
episode
the Edge
called
of
The
Forever.
City of the Edge of Forever.
Sorry.
And that won several awards. No, you're the expert on Star Trek. So yeah, won several awards. But yeah, he was very abrasive.
That's why. I was going to say, was there a reason?
Harlan was a unique character for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
I love him so much. I just want to say, Pac-Man D3, after spending the last 2 weeks catching up on our content, is here. Hello.
Hi, Pac-Man.
Nice to see you.
Hello. He's the mayor of a show called Cedar Cove. I am Harlan. Handshake. That is so funny.
This episode always makes me happy, but really sad at the same time.
Yeah, it is really sad.
This is really sad. Like, his life sucks.
Well, you feel for him.
Well, he's been alone for what, hundreds, if not thousands of years?
Long time.
Yeah. And it's not like he can just sort of power down and wait till someone enters a Stargate. Like, he has to keep this plant running.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it's off, that's it.
Exactly. So the planet Altair is likely named after the planet from the movie Forbidden Planet. If you guys have seen Forbidden Planet.
Not seen that.
I know it. Not seen it.
I have actually seen it. It's a bit
Whoa!
of a trip.
Well, that's different.
Oh, because I studied film in at university, so
Yes.
we watched it because it's got all these Freudian overtunes, but it was a bit of a trip. But also I have a bit of a thing for Leslie Nelson Young.
Yes. Dan Ben said something interesting that I actually do realize later on, which is O'Neill, the human one, wakes up later, which might be a goof that you already have on your list, Evie. He says Harlan's name.
Yes, he does.
He already knows who Harlan is, and it's just like, did he talk to him?
I don't think it's a goof. I think that they've just been keeping them there. Yeah.
I guess they woke up at some point, and he was like,
Shh. Where have you been?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
So that's a goof that happens at about 36 minutes.
Yeah, if it is a goof.
Because
oh god, you are female, and you are whatever you are. Oh no,
oh,
she really has to cope with so much in the first season.
Yeah, good old 1997.
It's like this whole season has been bookended by these these comments about her sexuality. It's like at the very beginning and the very end of this season.
Yeah,
like an emancipation as well.
Yeah. But I'm glad they kind of move on from that at some point. They kind of make their point early on.
They make the point, yeah.
Stop doing it. So, because it doesn't need to be talked about as often as it has been so far.
I remember watching this episode and wanting to pull out my calculator when he starts saying the numbers, and then Jack answers it, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you do all feel better, right? No longer hungry or thirsty.
He goes, of course you do. It's like...
Better. I just like how he says better.
Oh yeah, better how?
Better.
Listen closely.
It's the way they're all just ready to just wrangle his neck. They're just just stop.
Jay is great.
It's funny that SG1 kind of hates him so much, but we as the audience love him.
He's an ergo progenitor.
I was literally gonna say he is the Prius Ergo, but I think he's less annoying than Ergo.
Oh sure. I think that Jay could have done Ergo.
Yeah,
I think he
wouldn't
have
done been able to pull off the flare that Dom does, but I think he could. I think he could have done it.
If they wrote it for him,
Dom had a lot of ad libs.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
I would love to get a hold of all that B-roll.
Oh yes, that would be very amusing. So apparently Jay Brazeau, am I right in saying that his performance in this episode gained him a Gemini nomination for best performance by an actor on a guest role?
I don't know. If so, that's phenomenal. I hope that's true.
Let me see here.
He deserves that.
Oh dear.
Earned a Gemini nod for his guest spot on Stargate SG1.
Nice.
Turner Classic Movies. And we went through his entire commentary without bringing it up. Oh, gosh. With him. The one that I had with him.
Yeah,
Terrific.
that was
Too
a tricky
humble,
one,
too
though.
humble. I would have brought it up.
I didn't
you
know.
myself.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
it's not
guess
you. I'm saying him.
No, I
No,
should know these things though when I'm
It
sitting
was a
down
bit of
talking
a it
with
was
the
a bit of
actors.
a
Can't know
rough stream
everything.
though. The audio kept on cutting out.
Gosh.
This is better. I'm dead.
So when Jack uses the scalpel on his arm to expose
So
the
cool.
machinery,
So gross. I love it.
it's very similar to that scene in the Terminator.
Very much
And I
so.
kind of think
Terminator
it's a little
2.
bit reminiscent of like the inner workings, like the mechanics of the arm is
It's
a little
so
reminiscent
cool.
of Luke's prosthetic arm in Empire as well.
Yes. That's what I always think of. That's why I love seeing Luke's prosthetic when he's got his wrist open
Yep.
and he closes the little flaps. Love that.
The little door, yeah.
Yeah.
When he starts hacking into it with, the scalpel, I remember, sitting in my bedroom at
Symbiote's
14 years old and saying, are they really going to show this on television?
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, whoa. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hard to watch.
It's a bit
Grim.
squeamish.
Grim.
It's cool though. It's
So
a cool
cool.
effect.
Ironically,
It's a
I had to
really
look away
cool
for the
effect.
needle, but with the knife, no problem.
Interesting.
I don't do needles, but knives. Easy.
I love how Doc Fraser's just like, what's going on here? She's just
Exactly.
watching.
Gross.
Okay, where's the button? Gotta find the button. There's the button. Okay.
Why is it white? Not anymore, it's not.
Is
Raywood
he
said Tilk's
in
even
a
quieter than
certain
usual.
way?
Should be a
He's
red flag.
processing that
Yeah.
he has no symbiote.
Yeah.
I will say he is quiet though, because isn't he having that like internal kind of struggle with his symbiote?
Most of this episode
so-
is that, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not even truly himself. He's got a combination. So and this is where I learned what his grandkids are called.
Brad Wright's daughters.
Yep.
Tessa and
Yeah.
Michaela Wright.
Yeah.
Put that in the next trivia, please.
I try to limit the real world stuff.
Yeah.
989.
My goodness.
They're number one on his speed dial. Is it number one?
My
Yeah.
grandchildren? Yeah.
Yes, my grandchildren.
Who's that? The president.
No, the next one.
That's great. And I think
Ted
it's actually
said I joined at
them
the right time. Yes, you did.
In season 4 that we see them. So.
Oh, playing outside?
Uh-huh.
Is
Oh,
it them
wow.
Yeah.
in Chain Reaction?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
Might as well. Yeah. At this point, they have every right to be terrified.
Yeah, you can't even be
Mhm.
mad at their fear.
We don't know what whoever out there is capable of. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God, just having to deal with these like really extreme, weird situations on the fly.
Every week.
Just, yeah.
I'd need like major therapy.
Mhm.
I do love that Daniel is so like wow about all of this.
So is
But that's
Sam to a
typical for
certain
him.
extent.
Yeah.
So at this point, he's kind of in awe of the universe. We don't get
Yeah.
cynical Daniel until he falls.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind being, in this position. Imagine how much you could get done.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to live
Oh,
forever, but extend it a
He'll
bit.
just
Want
look
to
so
sleep.
uncomfortable in his own body.
Yeah.
And they need power.
Yeah.
I love
Imagine
that they
not
can
having
like
any range of movement.
they can kind of sense what's going on with Teal'c. They've got like a really, like Daniel's like, "You're right, like what's going on? You got a vibe, and also you're missing something."
Yeah, they've been on so many missions together at this stage. They just know how to read each other's like really subtle signals. Plus, Teal'c just looks really put out.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys have been on vacation with each other for a month. At a certain point, certain things start to annoy you, and
Yeah.
I have been in the same situation, and they read each other the same way. At a certain point, there are just certain things that you're willing to put up with and not willing to put up with, and that's one of the reasons why Jack is at his wit's end here.
I'm sure I've annoyed Evie at some point, but I will say right now, I don't think Evie's done anything that's actually ever annoyed me.
Oh, I doubt that very much.
Miracle. Nah. Adam has annoyed me. Just, but you haven't. I don't think you could do anything wrong, like, ever. Not with me, anyway. I'm sure you could tick off a bunch of other people, but I love you too much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So what do we
I was
do
actually
with
just
them?
thinking about going on holiday with you again, so that was nice.
Oh, yeah, that would be swell.
We need to organize that. Oh, don't do that.
No, he'll just make more, and he'll be thankful.
Yeah.
Can make a whole army.
I like this episode because they think it's a transfer, and the whole time we agree that it's a transfer, and he just keeps saying you can't go back, and it's really sad.
There's a similar DS9 episode called Whispers.
Oh, okay.
Which has a great twist at the end of it.
Oh, I think I've heard that episode described.
Basically,
is that the you describe it?
O'Brien character. O'Brien comes back from a mission, and everyone's like really weird around him. We think that there's something wrong with him, but he's in fact a doppelganger. So
oh wow!
It's a great sci-fi. So
wasn't there also an episode of Star Trek where you assumed it was like the characters that you know in the flesh, but it turned out to be like a whole ship of androids, and then they all died?
Oh, that's Voyager.
Voyager, okay.
Yeah, they were the mimetic aliens from season 4.
And then
they come back in season 5. It's Course Oblivion.
Okay, because then doesn't like the actual crew like come up?
They come right upon them.
Yeah,
and just missed them. It's sad.
That's a sweet ending. That's a sweet ending.
I love that reaction.
Yeah, the build up towards the contrail.
Lockwatcher just put a terrible joke into the chat, and I love it, which is maybe they could run to O'Malley's Bar and Grill if they need energy.
Yeah, some steaks.
What's a good reference?
Some steaks and Diet
I like
Coke.
the Diet Coke.
Yep.
It tastes better.
Diet soda tastes better, yeah.
You are angry. Oh, these two are perfect.
No.
He's just so happy. I don't want to hear that.
Would inspire the accent, because he's kind of putting on like a slight accent.
It's a great accent. Don't know what it is. Adds to the character for sure. It's great.
Jay?
Yeah, Jay.
Well, yeah, he's an alien, so yeah.
I love how a lot of them don't speak in contractions.
It's one of those shortcuts to alienness.
Better. Oh.
Just can't even be that mad.
Just not vibing with it like Harlan is.
Well,
no.
Their lives have been stolen from them.
No, exactly. I'd be pretty upset watching it. I'm like, but if it was me, I'd be a bit like, being trapped. Obviously, the season 4 fix of having the portable ones is a good way to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you go out and then you go home to go sleep.
Well, once you stop, I mean, it's just been Harlan, so they probably help him stop putting out all these fires by probably.
Then they can actually start excelling in other areas.
Because he's got Carter, so the combined IQ of the planet has gone up by a few points.
Yeah.
So why do you think Harlan has not used the Stargate because he doesn't want to leave his planet?
He's the only one left. I don't guess that,
or is it like
he can't risk
power
that
thing?
I think he can't risk it falling to disarray, and if he's gone too long, then everything will go.
Like
and
just
he'll
leave
die
it, like
well.
Abandon it.
I think
he can't leave
go
because of
elsewhere.
power. Yeah,
I think they brought it down there with them as an opportunity to escape, and then they became what these things are, and he kept it there in the hopes that more would come. And he would just plug them in. So
yeah, it's not great. Yeah, let's not just murder the last of a species.
An entire race. Well,
yeah.
not really a race, are they? Would you call robots a race? It's
Well,
probably getting too
they
technical.
weren't. They weren't. They became synthetic.
I played a really disturbing game recently that really talked about humanity and what it means to be a machine. It was called Soma. It was phenomenal. And
Soma?
in it, it's incredible.
I've
And you're
heard
getting
of this book.
I don't know if it's a book. I just know it's a game. It could be based on a book.
It's a reference.
Oh,
it's a reference
okay. No,
from
I've
Brave
heard
New
it
World.
referenced somewhere. Maybe I heard it
Yeah.
referenced as a game. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I totally did hear about that in a Stargate podcast on this episode.
Interesting.
Oh, amazing. Okay, well, what I was just going to say very quickly, as succinctly as possible for such a complex game, is that people are getting transferred into robot bodies. They don't realize they're like machines yet because they've just been transferred. And then as time goes on, they're being transferred as copies. So they can't actually transfer along. So and the previous person you transfer from has to kind of be left behind because you can't transfer between locations properly. Like you can't walk to the next location. You can only copy yourself somewhere else to carry on living there.
Right.
So that means the old you dies, but the other you lives, and it becomes about that.
And is there some like degradation like the Asgards?
Everything's just died.
Like a copy of a copy of a copy?
Has gone bad. No, everyone's copying just fine, and there's degradation of the planet, and everything's gone bad. But the idea is they get to live on forever, in the end, inside machine bodies. But then finally, in like a box that's shot into space, that maybe like a black box of personalities that will one day get found. But it's really twisted because it's like then you kind of once you're copied into the new one, you don't realize that the old version of you is dying somewhere. And it's really twisted. And in the game, you spoilers, you find out you actually died like 100 years before. So the original you was gone, and there've been many copies of you, and it's just like it's a bit mentally and also morally weird and unjust. So yeah, I just find robots utterly fascinating with that whole idea that they're copied and not transferred. I love that this episode kind of does that because it's really quite sad.
Oh, he's gonna have a breakdown.
Literally.
Yeah.
I feel really bad that he's doing this. He does.
Yeah.
And he just decides to go evil. Which I don't understand.
I feel like maybe the like weird gold split was triggering him to lose this mental battle. I feel like Teal'c would never lose a mental battle against a Gould, but Robot Teal'c might lose.
Robo Shulva.
The Robo Shulva.
Sorry, I should have led with that, given that that's your new thing. So that stuff looks nasty.
You don't want to eat it?
Nah.
It's like it looks like honeycomb.
Yeah. It's all gooey and nasty looking. I want to poke it.
It's just gluing stuff on.
I love it. Just this whole place is just haphazardly thrown together.
That's the thing.
He's MacGyvered a few things, but he's had to do that.
They should have made that an alien phrase for his character. They're like, what's that? It's like, oh, nothing. Ray Wood said steam coming through his ears would have been funny. Yep.
That would have been really cool.
Yep. This breaks my heart.
So they did leave.
Yeah. Some of them did, yeah.
See the portable power
they did have portable power sources.
But obviously they need to come home to recharge at some point, don't they? So, which is the issue.
They killed themselves. Walked up to the surface and died.
Why would Wallace go? It's so sad.
Wallace didn't go.
No, he died, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like Wallace went and then just left him to go fix stuff and obviously died in an accident. Do you think it's a bit
of I mean, it's probably just a coincidence, but it's like almost a little bit of foreshadowing to universe with Eli Wallace. He was also kind of the last to go.
I don't think it was, but now you said it breaks my heart. Why?
Yeah, no, it's that was definitely not intentional.
No, it doesn't sound intentional.
We asked.
It makes me so sad.
Everyone thinks that Eli was named after Eli Wallach, and we asked Brad, and Brad said that Eli is named Eli Wallace because Rob typed Eli Wallace.
So, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it just happens.
Enough.
Yeah.
I liked hearing the story of all the different people and how they went out. It's like horrible to hear, but it's really like fascinating to hear why everyone went out and what happened.
It explains why he's alone.
Yeah, it's just really cool. I like that they're telling and not showing. Saves money, and something about it is eerie and upsetting.
I don't even like you.
You're gonna be here a long time. Gotta learn to like him. Maybe we should have asked them if they wanted the gift first.
Exactly. I guess he couldn't really risk them saying no because he really needs the extra help.
Yeah.
I have to say, in 25 years, Jay doesn't look any different.
No, I saw him
except
and
for
I was
the facial hair, but yeah,
he just got a beard.
The
That's
same.
all.
I was shook.
It's like, are you getting
maybe
like,
he
stem
is
cells?
artificial intelligence?
He really is an android.
I love the way he like slaps and plays around with the computers to make things work.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just hammering away. But
it's great.
It makes it look good. So
it's all the alarms. This is what my boyfriend does with his car. All those warning lights and alarms, and he's like, "Nope, let's just turn those off."
Oh, he just ignores them?
Into submission. No, I'm joking, obviously.
Oh, okay.
He's got some things he can ignore and like fix later, but it's
That's
like
fair.
emergency things we've got to sort out right now.
Oh god.
Like think of all the things that Harlan's got on the go right now. He's like, I got to prioritize all the bad and good things because my boyfriend's car broke down in like 7 different ways.
Oh, jeez.
He's just got a new car to replace it because it was getting so bad.
Well, I haven't used my car since November of last year because the check engine light came on and it had only just been serviced and I was too scared to drive it again after that. Gosh. So I'm sure the battery's dead by now.
Do you know what that is on the monitors? It just dawned on me what that is.
What is it?
It is the webbing that you put in your drawers underneath your silverware.
Oh, I know. The non-slip mats.
The non-slip mats. That is exactly what that is. It's got to be. Look at that. Like the ends of it are all like. See?
Yes, it does look like it's cut from a roll because you can buy that stuff in a big roll.
At first, I thought it was gift wrap, but I don't think that could be anything else.
Wow, unlocking the secrets.
Right, exactly.
Of set design.
You cannibalize everything from dental tools to, everything.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you just have to be like so good at out of the box thinking and just so creative to come up with all these different props.
Raywood, shelf
and set design.
Yes,
it's so cool.
There you go. Now he's getting the spirit. $6 million man.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at him. Poor guy. And the smack he's about to give it. He's like, this will make it better. With my Xbox, if I just shook it and gave it a little tap in the right spot, it would start working again. My old 360. The good old days of technology.
The red ring of death.
Yeah.
Semi ring of death. I can't remember.
Yeah, you got to just shake it. Like if you shook it a couple times and like got the dust moving a bit, you might be able to get a few more hours of playtime.
Oh wow.
Me and Petter just have a life of just haphazardly thrown together things. It's great.
It's MacGyvered.
Yeah, we were fixing his car the other night because it had a warning light with an actual problem, and we were like, "Whoa!" And we fixed that. So, but yeah, he sold it as a result.
He sticks his head in there.
It's very dangerous. Also, there's no torch. All you're going to see is darkness. Come on, man. Geez. Oh wait, sorry, he's a robot. You can probably see in the dark.
Yeah. Do they have like a?
I don't know.
Special
they
site.
Didn't notice that they were that anything was different. So I suspect, unless they're pulling on something or jumping off of something, I don't think that they're aware that anything has really changed.
Yeah.
So, other than they don't feel hungry. Whoa. Okay.
Oh, hey, Teal. Thanks for helping.
Steamy. Oh, it's not going to get any better for Jack.
Nope. Teal
I mean, Teal's already...
Apophis.
Yeah. Well, he's already strong, so has this made him even stronger?
Yeah, I think so.
I do really like the scar Jack's about to get.
Yep.
I'm sad we don't see it the next time. But that's okay. Obviously, it would have fixed it. He's a robot, but, you know, chicks dig scars, so...
Well, he gets a nice scar in the next episode. The whole eyebrow.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love a
reality.
good eyebrow scar. I shouldn't. I feel like
he
I
gets
shouldn't
the eyebrow scar in the next
Bad
one?
Boys, but I like it.
Yeah, in there, but for the grace of God, it's in the alternate reality, obviously, but he ends
yeah,
up
the
with
slip
the
brown.
Yeah.
I forget the story of how he got that. Oh, well, there's
I
the
think
answer.
I
It's
think
Jack's
I cover
right
it.
cheek.
Cover it in my notes.
Ah, okay, there you go.
Oh, steam burn. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
If you back away to like a non-dangerous point, you can get a lot of blackheads out with that. A steam facial.
I want one of those disintegrators.
Yeah. The disintegrator is very cool. You could get rid of all that nasty traffic.
Yeah.
When you're on the road.
I don't want to kill anybody, but I'll happily destroy their cars.
No, they'll just drop out of their vehicles and land on the ground.
Yeah, in the seated position. Still holding on to things that aren't there anymore, confused.
Still holding onto a steering
job.
wheel.
That's why I like the scar. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's going to leave a mark, Lockwatcher said. That's funny. It's one of my favorite lines from Seinfeld. You know, a lot of these will just buff right out.
Yes. It just reminded me of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where the guy's like, that's going to leave a mark, and he doesn't know what it means.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to lie, I was trying to resist saying it's like, that's going to leave a mark. It doesn't even know what it means. God, that character is so funny. Is it like Jason Stentley or something? The worst captain ever.
Yes, yes.
I would have hated production. Okay, you want me to lay here half naked in goo.
In goo.
I was going to say, is that just like baby oil?
I don't know what it is.
Or like lube.
So one of it's not really a goof, because I don't know how they could have done it any other way, but apparently you can still see Christopher Judge like breathing, but like,
well, yeah, I mean, he's well, yeah, that's true.
Because he's still rendering, you know.
Right. He is rendering an animal fat. Wouldn't it be a shame if he destroyed them?
Oh, man. Yeah, but he's not a murderer.
Yeah.
Well, he needs the real ones on standby to make more.
Could you make a whole army of Jacks and then, you know, give all of us fans one each?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like the whole Oprah, happy. You get a Jack and you get a Jack and you get a Jack.
I'd be pretty chuffed. Research purposes, of course, nothing else.
Show, don't tell. What a great rule of science fiction.
Yeah. That's the thing. Sometimes I like to tell when telling a story, but sometimes the actual showing and just like not saying anything works beautifully.
Like one of the
it really depends.
Of like Battlestar Galactica and Island of a Stream of Stars, Anders gives us this download of information. It's like, you should have just shown us all this in an episode. It would have been.
I agree.
But
well, I'm a very visual person, so I
through
understand
the story
better if I see something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there they are, and they're kept their mouths shut. Cool shot. So they're conscious. They're just kind of.
Yeah. Why aren't they like fighting?
They're like
back
immobile.
I think they're immobilized.
Yeah.
So did he just stick the stuff over their mouth just to be like, hey, stop yapping?
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm.
But the thing is that they wake up pretty unbothered. Like, what'd you do?
Exactly.
It's a bit weird.
It's a strange scene.
Yeah.
Especially since Jack starts talking like, where have you been? But
that's why I'm like, I find it weird that he's immobilized them, because he's actually like imprisoned them and forced them to stay there, but like they're okay with
it.
Maybe,
essentially
they're
being
kept,
drugged.
Right. Well, maybe they were kept in a chamber by themselves, but he duct taped their mouths shut for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
And they're just talking over them. It's like, okay, come over here and
wake them up.
Reactivate or deactivate these fields.
Aww. That sound is great.
I'm not gonna lie, something about it. I like horrible sounds. It's like ASMR sometimes. They are really,
everything
really
he knows
sad.
is a lie.
Yeah.
And then Harlan's just been what he is for so long. He just doesn't understand.
It doesn't occur to him, right?
Yeah.
It's an awful long time. Kind of.
Yeah.
2.0.
I will say some moments in this I'm like, oh, they've done the clone stuff pretty good, but there's one shot in here that really bothers me where it just really falls flat. So that looked like pretty okay, that shot. It's the Sam talking to Sam where I'm like, the special effects, get me out of here.
Oh, you didn't think it was good?
Oh, you're about to see it. It's gonna be awful.
I remember it being awful.
Sometimes I do it better than others. I think they did a pretty good job on ripple effect.
Oh, ripple effect's amazing. I'm saying this scene in a few seconds.
That's like 9 years from now.
Yeah, see this shot here, cute. It
was very quick though.
Yes, very, very quick, but perfect. Don't focus too much.
See, he's already been talking to him. As I promised, you're free to go.
Yeah.
So,
look, this shot here. Look at Sam here.
No, you're right.
Look at her head. It looks really weird.
You're right. On the right-hand side.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's standing there.
No, she doesn't.
She's a hologram.
It's like a little bit warped.
Yeah, it's warped and she doesn't look like she's standing there. They've done better shots, and it makes me sad that shot's so weak.
That's fine.
It just always takes me out of it for a second. I can get over it, but
1998.
I know, but
I see.
Like he's just kind of left out. It's like
he had to sit down next to him and tell him to break him the news.
The thing is, by killing that other Teal'c, that was still Teal'c. We're not really that bothered because it's like, oh, it's not Teal'c, but technically it was.
Yep.
And he got taken over by, the evil in him, and that's just really sad. This episode's actually really sad. I like Jack talking to Jack. I think this is really a good moment.
Can you imagine?
Well, who's gonna know and understand you better?
Poor guy. It's the way the human one's just trying to be kind of positive, and the robot one's just being rude. Dan Ben said back in the day, TV shows when they have the same person, it's kind of difficult to shoot that. I know, but I think that they could have done a better shot that better served it instead of trying to push the boundary on what they could actually achieve. Because like in the later seasons, they do have clones. Like in season 3, they have 2 Sams walking around, and they managed to do that pretty well.
In season 1 of Star Trek, they did a pretty good job with Kirk, and they just used a double.
God, that was his 60s. Wow.
Yeah. You just got to find the right angles, and I feel like that was just an unfortunate angle because all the other ones for the other clones have been pretty good.
Oh, see, Dan Ben has mentioned Phoebe and Friends with her twin sister. Yeah, that
they got away with that
either.
Like,
they got away with it, but it wasn't great.
Was that that was just the split screen?
It was just Lisa. Yeah, I think so.
It was often just the split screen and the back of her head, so they wouldn't have to show her face when showing the different sisters.
But that would have been about the same time as this.
Yeah. A few years earlier, I think, for some of the shots, but yeah.
Yeah, that started like early 90s, didn't it?
Oh, Lewis Cox said 1998, man, I was 8 years old. And Dan Ben said I was 10. I was a few months, so...
I was in my first year of high school.
Yep.
Me
At least
too.
I'm not like what I am, which is I'm a Gen Z, but I was raised like a millennial. But I don't like that I'm a Gen Z. It's like, oh no.
The codes
I like the fact that
thing.
there's a bit of this whole thing. Pardon?
The codes thing would be really easy. Reset all the codes, you know?
Yeah.
As soon as they go missing, their codes should reset.
Yeah.
So.
I like this moment. That's a really decent shot, you know? They did that pretty well.
Yep.
That's what I mean. They could have just given Sam a better angle to, you know, not have it look so shoddy.
I think part of it was the lighting.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
I love the lighting of this set.
I love the yellows. Something about it, you know? Yeah, I like the fact that they didn't really trust each other, but they did at the same time. It's really sweet.
It would have been really hard to film in the low light.
Yes, I was going to say.
This is a great seed for the future.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I always wanted to live forever.
Just a few hundred years.
Perhaps you'll change your mind.
It's no big deal.
Harlan made me want to live longer. And then Jack was like, people are supposed to live forever. And I went, man's got a point. And then I thought about it and I was like, oh, I'd probably get bored after a while. But, you know, a bit of an extension would be cool. Is that Dan Shea right there on the left?
Yes, that
looks
is.
kind of like him. You can kind of tell by his cheek that it's him. You can see by his ears.
Oh yeah,
well.
you can. Just from the side, it looks like him.
It's his. It's Jack's double or Jack's double. It's Rick's double.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Should have that looked at. Oh, you can see, oh, I forgot to mention, there was another kind of goof. Apparently, when he says that line, you can see Christopher Judge, like, suppressing a laugh in the background.
I've noticed that, kind of.
Damn. Maybe it's just Tilk, just, you know, gaining a better sense of humor.
Right, yeah, of course.
Let's make that excuse.
It's learning the, yeah.
This is a
to adapt to the Earth sense of humor
episode. Like, it's so weirdly emotional.
I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I like it too.
Dan Shea. There you go.
Yeah, I could just tell by his face shape that it was him. He deserves the credit. Dan Shea's around a lot. Did you know that you see him in a proper shot in X-Men Days of Future Past as a cop who's about to get like murdered when Magneto's throwing stuff all over the gaff?
Ah.
Yeah, I remember going,
so what are we rating this one, guys? What are we rating this one?
5.
Yeah, I think it's probably a 4 for me, but I do enjoy it. Nicole?
I would probably give it. Did you say a 4, Evie?
Yeah.
I'm going to say a 5, I think. I think I agree with David here. I obviously, you know, you're close, so basically we all agree. Yeah, I'd say a 5. It's really good and really it has its very emotional moments and says a lot about life and, you know, what it means to be alive.
This is Tin Man, everyone. Thanks for watching with us.